Talking Again podcast.
Yeah, apparently he killed his family, went to the Bulldog. The cops arrested him, went to the holding cell and whatever. And where Hollywood made its money is he claimed insanity because apparently his father molested him or something or other that messed him up in the head.
Yeah.
Which was false because the doctor said, he's lying through his teeth, which is the reason why he's still in jail to this day. Actually, he's going to hit parole soon. He's supposed to hit parole soon.
Really?
Yeah, he's like almost 70 now.
Holy shit.
Like, oh, this guy's gonna hit the streets, beware. And I'm like,
So just to clarify, that's Swizzy Swift, Chris Swift is saying those things, not Fidel. So just to clarify that, mister.
yeah, I said it anyway.
Welcome to the podcast. Might talk a little shit, get a little brash. Might drink a little bit, smoke a little bit. Vibe a little bit, laugh a little bit. Yeah, hosted by Fidel. Tell it like it is, only tell it real. Live every Tuesday, you know the deal. We talking again. You now tuned in to the tap in. You now tuned in to the tap in. You now tuned in to the tap in. We're talking again.
What's up, everybody? This is Fidel Talking Again podcast, another edition of the show. In studio, I have Swizzy Swift.
Swizzy Swift, there he is.
AKA Chris. You like that, right?
That was good. That was a good one.
Where did the name Swizzy Swift come from? How did you come up with that? Like, hey, let me go Swizzy Swift.
Well, actually, this probably first, second grade, I had a friend named Tony.
Yeah.
Tony gave me the name Swizzy because he said that I reminded him of Swizz Beatz. And obviously, Swizz Beatz, Swizzy.
Mm-hmm.
So he gave me the name Swizzy. And, my last name is Swift. So that was another reason why he said Swizzy, because SWI.
I didn't know that. I never asked you what your last name was. I didn't know your last name was Swift.
Yeah. My last name is Swift.
That makes a lot of sense now.
Last name is Swift.
Wait, well, why did he compare you to Swizzy?
Because I was always writing like poetry.
Oh shit, really?
I've always
Wait,
been
what
writing
you said
poetry.
second grade, third grade, what?
Yeah, this is like first, second grade.
You were writing poetry in first or second grade.
It wasn't really great poetry.
It was like roses are red, violets are blue kind of thing?
Maybe. Yeah,
okay.
Along the lines of
like,
that. It wasn't like that, but it was
Dr.
elementary.
Dr. Seuss type of element.
Kind of,
okay.
yeah. Kind of.
Yeah.
And, eventually that grew. So, I was always writing. I had my own little journal.
Yeah.
Writing. I was always a writer.
Yeah.
So, Swizz Beatz is a writer. He writes his lyrics and all the other stuff. You never hear him freestyle. It's always written, everything he does.
Yeah.
So he said that I reminded him of Swizz Beatz because Swizz Beatz was popping back in the day.
Yeah.
Back in that time, Swizz Beatz was like,
Yeah.
he was all the way up there. So he goes, bro, you remind me of Swizz Beatz. And then like maybe a couple of days later, Swizzy. And I'm looking around like, who you talking to? Huh? Well, what's going on here?
Yeah.
No, bro, that's your name now. He talked to all the kids and all the kids are like, Swizzy. I'm like, I guess that's my name now.
Yeah,
I've been overruled.
Let me tell you, that shit will never happen in California. I don't think we started giving people names until like 4th or 5th grade.
I know.
That's like a New York shit, right? East Coast? Is that what
it has to be?
Are you guys just more I don't know, like are you guys just more in touch with like that lingo or that I don't know what I'm trying to say here, but like I just are on a different level than we are as far as like more maturity wise. Maybe are you guys more mature at first grade than we are here in California?
I don't know. I think people are just lazy. They don't want to say your name, so they just call you a nickname.
You think so? Is that what it is?
That's probably what it is.
Well, I was okay.
That's probably what it is.
The previous guest I had on is from New York, also just like yourself. We were talking about how you have to be a little bit more mature. You have to grow a little bit faster. You got to get a little, than you are here in California. Here in California, you're more laid back, more chill, relax. It's the West Coast.
Yeah, sunny California.
It's the beaches. The sunshine.
Yeah,
we're just chill. We're not in a pressure. Like you guys are in the East Coast.
But yeah, you guys just have a regular rainy season. We have 4 seasons over there. We have all 4 of them.
Do you miss New York at all?
Sometimes, but not really. I
Yeah.
definitely do not miss the winter.
Oh,
I don't miss the fall because the fall was like, it was warm and then it gets cold. So
Yeah.
it's like right there. And then winter is obviously
when
terrible.
do you get the humidity?
Oh, that starts around March.
Oh, yeah.
March, April. It's still rainy, but it's humid. May, beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
So you get
70s, but it's humid.
2 months of it or what?
What?
2 months of like good summer.
No, you get a solid 3.
Oh, okay.
Probably around June, July, August, beginning half of September. Oh, Hell's Kitchen was like a mafia thing.
It's just a bad area.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was back probably, I don't know.
Has nothing to do with weather then.
No.
Okay.
Absolutely not. No.
There you go. Stupid.
Absolutely not. No.
Okay. Yeah. Where part of New York are you from?
I'm from Amityville. Pretty sure you've heard of that place.
Is that from the movies?
Yes, that's exactly.
Oh shit! Really?
Yes, I used to live right. I was houses away from that house.
Really?
Yeah, I was houses away from
Well,
that
tell me
house.
about that, dude. Any stories? Like any crazy, like weird, walking back from school and.
Oh, actually, I made a lot of money off of that house.
Oh yeah.
A lot of money. I used to.
How did you make money off of that house?
Because I walked to and from
Okay.
high school because
Uh-huh.
my high school is right up the street from my house.
Yeah.
So I walked to high school on my way home.
Uh-huh.
People just random. Hey, you guys know where that house is at? You know where that house is at? I'm like, maybe.
Yeah.
Hey, we'll shoot you a dub. We'll shoot you some cash. All right. Yeah, I know where the house is at.
Yeah.
Collect some money. Hey, the house, just keep going down there. You can't miss it.
Yeah.
I never tell them where it is.
Yeah.
I just say if you hit the water, you went too far.
Yeah.
You hit the water, you went too far, bro.
Yeah.
All right, cool, thanks. They just go. You see them driving around the street to go up and down the street
Yeah.
looking for this. I'm like, they went past this house like 3 times. What the hell?
Yeah.
You didn't watch the movie?
So these are like people that are like tourists, probably, right?
Oh, they're definitely
for
tourists.
sure. Okay.
And it's actually sucked too because people actually lived in that house.
Even after the events?
Oh, a lot of those events didn't even happen.
What the?
The whole pigs.
As
flying.
my friend Driscoll kid would say, what the what?
Yeah. The murders actually happened
Okay.
because my school was the holding cell of the guy who killed his family. Yeah, no kidding.
Hold on, let me say that again. What the what?
My high
so
school.
your school was the holding cell?
It was originally the holding cell back in the 60s. It
Yeah.
was the holding cell for the guy that killed his family.
Holy shit.
Him and his sister killed his family, and then he killed her.
Yeah.
And then he went to this restaurant called the Bulldog, which is actually still there to this day.
Nah, is it really?
It's still there.
I'm sure it gets a lot of tourism. A lot of.
Well, nobody really knows that unless they read the story. If they read the actual story,
Yeah.
they won't know that.
Well, because I never heard of that. So when you're saying it right now, it's news to me. Like,
because this is what I grew up on. This is what the stories from like people who lived there forever.
okay.
So they know he went to the Bulldog, which is a restaurant right next to where my high school is.
Yeah.
There's the high school, 7-Eleven, gas station, Bulldog. So the stories say killed his family, went to the Bulldog full of bloody clothes, and that's where the cops arrested him.
Do you remember ever hearing people talk about that when you were out there, as a kid? Do you remember people talking about those kind of stories, like of that bloody dinner that he had out there?
No.
People that worked at the restaurant. This is just stories that you've heard from back in the day.
This is like stories I've heard from people who've lived there. There was a lot of people, usually in Amityville, when you live in Amityville, you grow up in Amityville, you never leave Amityville. Kind of sucks.
Yeah.
Glad I'm out of there because that place was a mess.
Yeah.
But
still to this day, you think?
Oh,
I
yeah,
don't
it's
know.
terrible.
Have you been back to visit or anything?
I've been there a couple of times.
Yeah.
It's still a mess.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, these are like older people.
Yeah.
They because we seen the movie and like we're talking about it, this and that, and people are like, young man, that's not how that worked, and that's not how this happened, and blah blah blah, and I'm just like, who are you? And then they explain that they've been there for like 65 years or so,
Yeah.
and it's like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
I kind of have to take your side because you've been there.
Right. They lived it.
Yeah, they lived it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, apparently he killed his family, went to the Bulldog. The cops arrested him, went to the holding cell and whatever. And Where Hollywood made its money is he claimed insanity because apparently his father molested him or something or other that messed him up in the head.
Yeah.
Which was false because the doctor said, he's lying through his teeth, which is the reason why he's still in jail to this day. Actually, he's gonna hit parole soon. He's supposed to hit parole soon.
Really?
Yeah, he's like almost 70 now.
Holy shit.
Yeah, no kidding.
I would have thought he was dead.
Same here.
Oh shit.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah.
But he's supposed to. Somebody posted on Facebook a couple days ago,
Yeah.
like, "Oh, this guy's gonna hit the streets. Beware!" And I'm like,
So just to clarify, that's Swizzy Swift. Chris Swift is saying those things, not Fidel. So just to clarify that, Mister.
yeah, I said it anyway.
No, yeah, but go ahead. Sorry, I trying to make that clarification here.
No, yeah, that's just from what I actually read that too.
Yeah.
You can see it online and stuff. People just like watching movies and they're like, "Oh, that actually happened," because it says based on true stories, but they don't read the fine print. Some things were, manipulated to intrigue the
Well,
watchers.
there's a lot of those like words that you hear like based on or inspired by a true story. So
they automatically think everything happened.
Yeah,
everything happened. It's like, wait, that didn't happen. But yeah.
So growing up though, did you get like stories like that? Like for example, like we always heard stories of El Cucuy when we were growing up. Latinos like. We grew up
the boogeyman.
Yeah, the boogeyman, right? But
I
then
tell my daughter that all the time.
No, but then you also heard a lot of stories because I grew up in the '80s. A lot of stories of Richard Ramirez.
I don't know. Who
Yeah, exactly. Look it up. Richard Ramirez. There's documentaries about him. Actually, there's a really good documentary. I think it's on Netflix. That's out right now, and it's actually based around the detectives that were working on the case. Not so much Richard Ramirez, but the detectives that were working around the case.
Okay.
So, which is really good, actually. God, I don't remember the name of it, but it's just
Richard. Type it on Google.
Yeah,
it'll pop up.
Type in Netflix research and put Richard Ramirez, it'll come up. Or Night Stalker, because that's what his nickname was, Night Stalker.
Oh, so somebody told me about Night Stalker. Okay, I know what you're talking
that's
about.
Him. That's the Night Stalker. So,
I didn't know that. Okay.
Well, that's how we grew up in the '80s, and I was born in '81, but
91.
We talked about how I'm 10 years older. Okay. June 2nd. My birthday is June 2nd. Flip that calendar. June 2nd, my birthday. So we grew up on that too. Well, a little bit of fear of Night Stalker. Now, you drive around LA, anywhere in this area, and you see metal frames or whatever on the windows. You ever see that?
I have it on my house.
Okay. That's thanks to the Night Stalker.
Oh.
He used to go in through people's windows. So before they didn't have that. So now everybody started putting these metal frames around their windows. So just if you guys are wondering why some of these houses in La Puente, Azusa, San Bernardino have these metal frames because of the Night Stalker. So
I never knew that.
Exactly. So that's the fear that we were growing up with. That kind of stuff. So yeah, that's real time stuff,
Wow. Okay. Yeah, there was none of that about that house. It was more of Hollywood saying pigs were flying around the house.
Yeah,
the walls were seeping blood, and I've been inside that house.
Have you? You've been inside the house?
I've been inside.
So was that house? It was vacant, and you guys were able to go in there, or was it like a museum type of thing?
The people that lived there were actually really nice,
and they let you guys in there.
Yeah, we were just like little kids. Well, when I was doing a fundraiser for my football team, so we would go door to door and stuff. And
I swear I'm sorry, this podcast is not going to be so much about this house. we'll get into the music and stuff too. Sorry, go ahead.
No, we were doing fundraiser. It was like gold cards, like discount cards at different places, $20 a card. And I just happened to you know what? Crazy thought. Let's go to this house.
Yeah.
So I went to that house,
knowing that it was the Amityville house.
Oh, I knew. Yeah,
okay.
Oh, I'm probably 17 at this time.
All right. Oh, okay. Yeah. So
I'm 17 at this time, and so I knock on the door. Obviously, I don't see no pigs flying around. I don't see any weird stuff going on.
Yeah.
They actually turned the house around because in the movie they had the house a different way. They turned the house sideways. They literally
lifted it, moved it. And
there's a canal right there that goes up. So they put a crane on the canal, lifted the house, and turned it sideways.
Oh, shit.
So the front door, instead of it facing the street like every other house is, it's facing the side. So you gotta walk along. knocked on our door. Some lady came out. She goes, "Hi, how you doing?" I'm like, "Hey, I'm selling this." I'm seeing inside this house. She goes, "Oh, she talks to her husband or whatever." He goes, "Okay, okay." So she tells me to come in, ask me if I want any water, juice, or anything. I'm like, "No, I'm okay, thank you. I just got done with practice." Blah blah. Okay. She brings out the 20. I give her a card. I was like, "Thank you," and then she goes, "Well, thank you." Blah blah. Okay. Nice to meet you guys. Nice to meet you.
Yeah.
On the way. Inside the house, nothing weird happened. It was actually a really nice house.
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna lie, it was really nice in there. I didn't see any blood or anything. The walls were white. It's nice.
Yeah. You know what? Okay. You know what gets me, dude? When you're talking about that is I'm like we say I'm 40. I have a 10-year-old. Would I let my 17-year-old just walk into someone's house? Would you let you have a daughter right now?
Mm-hmm.
Would you let her walk into your house?
Nowadays, absolutely not. Nowadays, absolutely not.
That's only 13 years away. 13 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
That you just were able to walk into someone's house.
Mm-hmm.
They offered you water. You're like, no, thanks, I'm good. But you're inside their house.
Mm-hmm. How times change.
Right?
How times have
Right?
changed.
Isn't it
Jesus,
crazy?
man. I just realized what you just told me. I'm like, damn, really?
When you said that, I'm like, wait a minute. You walked into their house. Like that's just, you think about it like, whoa, man, I would never,
really? Like, man, 13 years ago was a lot different than nowadays.
And it's not even that long if you think about it, right?
It's not, bro.
13 years ago is not that long ago.
I graduated, 11, 12 years ago?
Yeah.
It'll be 12 years soon.
Yeah.
I graduated 12 years. I'm like, where the hell does the time go?
Right. We were just talking about how growing up, like how things are just so different.
Mm-hmm.
So that just brings the perspective as to how different it is, 13 years ago when you're out there.
Tell me about it, bro.
Jesus Christ. So right after that, you go, hey, I'm ballsy enough to get into this mansion of a weird little house that everybody got murdered into.
And it was funny too, that you say it, because the football team, they knew I was working the block.
Yeah.
So they go, "Did you do it? Did you do it? Did you do it?" I'm like, "Yeah, I did it." Why? Was I not supposed to?
Yeah.
The football coaches are all weirded out, like, "Oh, he went to the crazy house,
Yeah.
and this and that." And I'm like, it's not that big of a deal, guys. It's not that bad.
Yeah.
You should try it sometime.
That's why this is not surprising for me to learn that you go, oh, hey, let me just join the Marines. You know what I mean? Like
that's a long story.
If I did that, let me just join the Marines.
Yeah.
So why did you? What was your thing? Let me just, I want to fight for my country, or what was it?
No, it was
the whole thought process behind that.
I love sports.
Yeah.
But I was never good at school.
Mm-hmm.
So, you can't have one without the other.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't grow up in a rich family. We were struggling. The struggle was real at that time. So, I didn't have the necessities to get to college. So, and I didn't want no part in being there.
Yeah.
I want no part in that. It's a mess.
As far as in college?
No, in Amityville.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't want to be in Amityville.
Yeah.
It's a mess.
Let me get out of here.
So, my football team actually won the championship in 2007 after that whole horror house thing happened.
Yeah.
Go figure.
Yeah.
Go figure, huh?
Yeah.
So, we won the championship, and we went, I don't know if you remember the Arena Football League.
Oh, yeah.
You remember the Arena Football League?
Came back. It's still active now.
Is it really?
Yeah.
I need to watch that. Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
Back then we went to a New York Dragons thing, it was celebratory as a champion. All four division champions won. They all went there, and we were escorted. Everyone was escorted by a different military recruiter.
Yeah.
We happened to get a Marine recruiter.
Yeah.
By the name of, I believe he was Staff Sergeant at the time, Staff Sergeant Seda.
You remember his name?
I do. I remember Sergeant Vargas, rest in peace. He died a couple years ago. I'm not sure how, but yeah. But Staff Sergeant Seda was my main recruiter. Sergeant Vargas was like his backup, kind of. And Staff Sergeant Seda was on the bus. He gave everyone little index cards with, "Hey, you want to join the Marines?" And me being me, always in somebody's business. I'm like, I want to know what this is about. Check. 2 days later, Sergeant Vargas shows up at our front door. And I'm like, damn, it actually came true.
Yeah.
So, he went down the whole spiel. The Marines is like the glamour of the military and the badass. And you can do this, you can do that, you can do this. Leaves out all the terrible parts of it.
Right.
All the terrible parts.
He told you about you can get the chicks and this and that.
Yeah. You can get the chicks. You can make this much, and me not knowing anything about income or anything. Terrible schooling.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh yeah, I can live off of that.
Yeah, I got that.
That's what I think he was saying, something like along the lines of when you start private after boot camp, it's like $1,200 a month. And then, it obviously goes up with rank. But at the time, $1,200 a month was cool.
That's not bad.
Yeah. It was cool. But so he went along the lines, and then next thing I know, I'm signing the papers. Parents had to sign the papers because I was only 17 at the time. So they signed the papers, and July 13th of 2009, shipped off to Paris Island. Signed my life with a good old Uncle Sam.
Yeah. Mr. Theo.
Yeah, right? Yeah, man. Yeah.
How long were you in the service for?
Technically I did 8 years.
Okay.
4 years active, 4 years reserve.
All right.
But I must say, as shitty as, excuse my language, but as shitty as, some moments were, I definitely had some of the greatest times in my life.
Nice.
And it wasn't even when I was here in Camp Pendleton. It wasn't 29 Palms. It wasn't in boot camp. It wasn't in, Marine combat training. It was literally in probably one of the shittiest parts in the world, in Afghanistan.
Oh, really?
Southern Helmand Province, Afghanistan.
Yeah.
You would think it's all desert, it's wasteland, this or that. But you have some of the greatest times with some of the greatest people, and you don't even understand it at that time until you look back, and I'm like, damn, that was actually cool.
Yeah.
That was fun. And it's like, I wish I could do that again.
When you say greatest people, the Afghani people.
Oh, there were some great Afghani people.
Yeah.
I've had a couple of run-ins with, some of the people, the native people that worked on camp.
Yeah.
And, they diggers, they would help me because I was a wireman at first. So I was a wireman, so fiber optics was my main job.
Yeah.
When I first got there. So they were digging, and they were digging for power because we were making it not a third world area anymore. Yeah. So we were energizing it. So they're digging power. Me being the fiber guy, I'm sitting there bored out of my mind, 12 hours just watching it. But, when lunch would break, I'd go with them. Some old white guy, 4 native guys, a couple of Indian guys or whatever. And we all go to lunch at the little, they call it a mess hall, chow hall, whatever. Yeah. We go eat lunch, go right back to work. And yeah, they were some of the coolest guys. They even know English. I was like, whoa, wait, hold on a second here, man. Where did that come from? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they got one up on you because you didn't know Afghani. I'm sorry. I don't know what the language is in
Farsi.
Afghanistan. Okay, Farsi. Okay, yeah, there you go.
Dummy me. Like, I didn't go to school. Wait a minute. What?
Yeah.
Where did that come from, bro? Yeah. Like, oh, you American? And I'm like, are you okay? Yeah. Like, because they teach you, like, they don't know English. So you kind of have to use your hands to talk to them and show them, and so they can understand. And this guy, he's native, using the backhoe and all that other stuff. And he's over here talking to me in English, and I'm like, hold on a second here, man. What happened here?
Yeah. Was that generally though? Like, do you think most of the people like kind of knew English, or was it just him that he knew he was gonna be working with Americans? Kind of.
It's probably he worked there for so long.
Yeah.
Because that camp, the war started 2001.
Yeah.
Lord knows how long he's been there. He's probably been there since the beginning.
Right.
So when you're working around people who are like me, I worked not too long ago. I worked around nothing but Mexican guys, so I sure enough picked up a lot of Spanish, and it was Probably not the good Spanish, but hey, it's Spanish.
What's your favorite Spanish word?
Are we saying this out here?
Yeah, it's okay. We can say it.
It's okay.
Just kidding.
Beat you away.
It's a good one. It's a great go to, right?
Oh yeah. Now I can use that at work and nobody knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah. You gotta learn the mamon one. That was better. Pinche mamon.
Oh, I heard about that one too.
That was good.
Yeah,
I prefer that one.
Yeah, I heard about that one. That one's a good one too.
So with your experience on the Marines though, and learning all that, right? Other people's cultures and everything like that. You being a music guy, writing poetry at such an early age, how were you able to were you able to pick up any of that culture into the music stuff? Were you able to bring that and adapt that into what you're doing now?
I actually was.
Okay.
And I made a song. I don't think it's up anymore. I probably took it down because it was terrible. Bro, if you heard some of my music.
Some of that stuff is like, leave it on, man, because it's like good stuff to like.
Well, no, it's like.
This
is all before I even learned what I was doing.
Oh, okay.
So this is probably 2014, 2015.
So it's
like,
when
as
you're
I'm watching
experimenting,
YouTube
kind of like, okay.
Exactly, experimenting.
Yeah.
And I made a song. I even forgot the name of the song too. I'm not even gonna lie. But it describes. This was like the top of ISIS when ISIS first came up, and it describes in country. Another word Marines or military uses for overseas, on deployment or whatever. They use in country. And so it describes stuff that happens in country.
Yeah.
And, it wasn't anything that the news posts. It wasn't anything that the media posts, media outlets, social media.
Some real shit.
It was real life stuff. And so I put that up there. And, it got some good feedback, but it got a lot of negative feedback.
Yeah.
How can you judge these people? How can you... Like, I was there, man.
Yeah.
How am I judging anybody?
Yeah.
It's like, I'm not saying anything bad about anybody.
It's from the horse's mouth right here.
Yeah, like, it's not like I'm talking bad about anybody. I really wasn't talking bad about anybody. It was just describing, like, an environment. It was a general environment. You would have never known what I was talking about if you listened to the words.
What was the perception, though? Was it against the country that you were at or staying at? Or
No, it wasn't even like I was against anything. It was just a general description. That's really what it was. It was just a description.
Yeah.
It was more like you can close your eyes while you're listening to music and you can visualize yourself in any location, really, and these events happening.
Yeah.
I really wish I remembered that name.
I'm just thinking right now when you're talking about it, though, I'm thinking like System of a Down. They're talking about the genocide and things that are going on in Armenia, right? Like that kind of music, like that's real stuff that's going on, and they're putting into music. So, like you're putting something that's real, and you're putting it into music, and now maybe it wasn't as refined as it would be now. But wouldn't that be something to revisit?
I kind of hung up my I hung up my notebook. Yeah, I hung it up. I just stick to, because I have a very busy schedule with producing, mixing, mastering, and now music videos. But it's very busy, and the added stress of actually writing a song, and then you got to write it to where it has to be. Don't hate me, everyone. It has to be watered down to make everyone not hate you.
Yeah.
So the added stress of that is just like, you know what? I don't even want to do this anymore. I love writing. Don't get me wrong. I sit here, I'll write lyrics on on my phone or whatever. I'm stuck in traffic, I'll write lyrics. Or I'm at work, I'm sitting there at lunch, I'll write a line or two, just jotting these things down, like, oh, this popped in my head, write it down. But as far as like actually writing, recording, I hung it up. I come back every now and then when Princess wants me to do a song with her.
Yeah,
I'll come back every now and then, like making money. I'm definitely on that one because that was actually an old project of mine. I know we were talking about that last time we were here. That was an old project of mine. That was supposed to be, it was supposed to be just me, her brother. we were going to call it Making Money. And I never actually went through with it because I had other projects, other stuff, other things came up, this and that, work, life, shit happens.
Yeah.
So I never actually got to it, but she actually came up and she goes, "Hey, you never used this beat, huh?" And I'm like, "What beat? I use all my beats."
Yeah.
What are you talking about? What beat?
Yeah.
And then she plays it and I'm like, "Oh, bro, I have a recording of that too." Surely enough, I find the recording. She records her verse, her brother records his verse, and then I got one of my old Connect friends from Illinois. His name is Hypnologics. He sends me a recording because we were supposed to collab for a long time. But we, everything always kept falling through. But he he came through, laid down a fire verse.
Yeah.
Oh, bro, that was, you'll like it. You'll like it.
Well, no, it's out now, right?
It's out. It's actually out on all platforms.
It out right now.
Yeah. So I was like, you know what? Let's make this happen.
Yeah.
So I already had my verse from like 2000. I don't even remember, like 16.
Yeah.
I'll just rough estimate 2016, and I finished mixing and mastering it. I want to say about 3 weeks ago.
Oh.
No, sorry. We released it 3 weeks ago, so it was about 4 weeks ago.
Okay.
Because I finished it on a Sunday, probably the 25th of April.
Because we had Princess on mid-April, right?
You had it on the 15th, I believe, or the 16th.
Yeah, hers came out on the 20th, I think. It was 420. It was a 420 episode.
Yeah, so it was the 16th.
Yeah.
I mean, we were here. Yeah, I finished that song on like the 25th of April.
Oh wow!
So just a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah,
because that was at the point where my computer was down.
Yeah.
So I finished mixing and mastering it, and we released it that very next week, which was the 30th, April 30th. We released it. I believe it's April 30th. She'll probably get mad at me, but who cares?
Tomato.
Yeah, right. Yeah, but I released it and everything came out dope.
Yeah,
everything came out dope. It was
cool. That a single or is that part of the?
That's a single.
Okay.
That's gonna be part of her album, but we released it as a single. She has 2 more singles up on there: "Icy Cold" and "Knockout."
Are we only producing right now? Are you only doing Princess?
I mean, I'm producing for anybody really. But she's the only one. Like, she'll tell me, "Hey, can you make a beat like this?"
Yeah.
I'll make a beat like that. I tell her, "Hey, I don't want to have the same melody. I don't want to have the same copyrights, the other stuff." So I'm like, "Hey, I'll make it similar, but I'm gonna manipulate it in my way."
Right.
So,
how do you go around that? Because I know like we listen to music, right? I mean, you more than anyone listens to all types of music, right? All genres, whatever it is, because you're trying to get inspired and motivated by different stuff, right? So how do you separate yourself from that actual? I don't know if in the music business you would call it plagiarism, right? Where it's like where
plagiarism,
you're taking it like copyrights. So how do you get away from that? Do you change certain things, or because you obviously again you're influenced by the music that you listen to on a day-to-day basis? So how do you go around that?
Really, all you have to
make it your own. I'm sorry, to make it really
all you have to do. And I actually just finished a project. Not really a project. I finished the instrumental. I don't know if you know who E40 is, right?
Yeah.
Everyone knows who E40 is. E40 is loved by everybody. He made a song in 2010 called Function. Pretty sure you've heard it.
Mm-hmm.
I never knew there was a remix to that song until just recently, but that's besides the point.
So someone remixed it after?
No, he remixed it.
Oh, he remixed it.
He remixed it back in 2011. I didn't even know there was a remix to that. But getting back to it, I loved that song. Function. Like, you can't go. That beat was so hard. Yeah. Everything was so good. And it wasn't even just the beat. It was the energy of the hyphy movement.
Yeah.
So I wanted to kind of reconstruct the hyphy movement. And, synth bass, sub, the synth bass was more of the melody.
Mm-hmm.
So instead of, his goes dun, 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 like that. So what I did was I go dun, 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 like that. So all I do is I add little more chords to it.
Yeah.
So it's not plagiarism.
Yeah.
You can't can't copy. Well, you copyright exactly how it is, how the melody is. But if you add or subtract stuff, it's not the same anymore.
Yeah, because you can't copyright something like that could be potentially another beat, right? So you can't add to it, right?
Now, what they do is, I know a lot of producers do this, and I actually copied that from Dr. Dre. Sampling. Everyone samples something. Everything is sampled from something.
Yeah.
So, that was kind of a sample moment without it being sampled. I didn't need to buy, hey, I want to buy your melody to use it and just change the notes on it. I didn't want to do that. I kept it with, they're a little higher pitched chords, but it's still similar. It's similar, but it's not the same.
Is this something that you picked up on your own, or is this something that you when you actually went to school and studied, music and all that? Did you learn that there, or is that something that
I actually learned that there.
Oh, you did?
I did. See, I would have never known anything about sampling, copyright. Well, obviously, everyone hears about copyrights.
Right. Well, you hear about it, but you don't know the details of it, right?
Yes.
The in-depth information as far as... So,
with the copyrights, they go in depth, like, this, you gotta do this, you gotta hit up, ASCAP, BMI, you gotta hit up Harry Fox Agency, you gotta hit up all sorts of people, you gotta hit up the US PTO, which is the copyright place, patent trademark office, and you gotta go pay all these people just to get one thing. It's $500, $600, $700, maybe $1,000, all to just get a little sample of that. But my instructor, who just happened to be a producer as well, he was going more in depth of, hey, why don't you do this? Because I was actually making Rockstar. Pretty sure you heard of the Shop Boys, Rockstar? No? Early 2000s, like 2004, 2005.
I'm sure if you were to play the music, I'd be like, oh yeah. But, as far as just knowing by the name, I wouldn't know.
Okay. Well, they had a song called Rockstar, and I was making a complimentary version of Rockstar.
Yeah. And was this like an assignment, a school assignment, and you were doing it, or?
It eventually became one.
Okay.
It eventually became one, but it wasn't. It was more of I had downtime in class. This is actually when I was actually going to the school. I had downtime in class, so when people are outside taking a break, going to lunch or whatever, I'm still inside there, mixing, doing different things, figuring out logic. And I actually, I was like, I used to listen to this on the long rides to the school. So, what, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do something like that. And I got the drums down, I got the melody down, and all that. It's not even close to being the same melody, but the energy matches. The energy, like you can hear Rockstar, and you can hear My Rockstar.
Yeah.
Or you can hear Party Like a Rockstar. Is that one?
Yeah.
Party Like a Rockstar.
Definitely. Now I know.
Okay, so you can hear Party Like a Rockstar, and then you can hear My Rockstar.
Yeah.
They don't sound anything alike outside of the drums, but everyone's drums sound the same. But they won't match up, but the energy of the instrumental is the same. Like it would still make you like you're in a rock concert. It would make you go like that, but it's an actual hip hop song. So that's when he told me, because I was making it along the lines of Party Like a Rockstar, whatever the solo, the guitar solo was. I was making it just like that, and he goes, no, don't do that, because obviously copyrights, plagiarism, this and that. He goes, why don't you take this off, put this on, move this up, this and that. And after all that happened, it still sounded dope, but it wasn't theirs.
Yeah.
It wasn't there. It was like, holy crap. I was like, you can do that? He goes, you can do anything in music if you put your mind to it. And I'm like, I really hate you right now.
But I love you.
I know.
But I love you.
I really hate you right now. But man. It's like you learn a lesson just from like 5 minutes of being with an instructor.
Yeah.
And it's like, I never knew you can do that. I've always made stuff just off the head.
Yeah.
But that was like my first one where I really wanted to like make something that sounded like that.
Yeah.
That was the first one and came out really good.
How much of that was like how difficult was it for you to just like allow your creation to get transferred or transitioned into something different where you're taking some kind of advice and you're like, hey, change this, change that. This is something that you created and you worked very hard on it and someone's telling you to change it up.
Oh, it was actually easy.
Oh, was it? Okay, so you were able.
I'm a very flexible person. Like, you know, I constructive criticism.
You didn't take it too personal. Like, hey,
no. Because I'm my own critic. So everything I make is not going to sound good with what I want to do. Anything, and I've made some bad. With Princess is Killing Them.
Not the toot, but toot.
Yeah. But Princess is Killing Them.
Yeah.
That beat that I made there has to be my best beat I've ever made.
Yeah.
It's just the overall production, the mix, the master, everything is tight in that song.
Mm-hmm.
Hell, even the song is tight.
Yeah.
It's like, damn, man, I'm really good at what I do, huh?
Yeah.
But no, I listened.
Hold on.
right? No, I listened to it in the car. Like nothing was off. Like usually, like, oh, I need to tweak this. I need to tweak that because I'll produce. I start off with producing, write the stuff. Good thing about Logic is they have the score editor where you can actually, it looks like the little
Logic is a software that you use to edit all your stuff.
Yes. That's pretty much what I use.
Yeah.
It has like a little like a music sheet type thing where you can actually put notes on.
Mm-hmm.
So luckily for me, you know, I'd rather look at that than, you know, look at a little square board and like this and drag it out. And I don't know if that sounds like that. I know what the notes look like. Let me do the notes.
Yeah.
So I do that. Then I go into my my volume levels, see what sounds good, what doesn't. You know, I don't want the kick too hard, but I want it high enough to where you can hear the kick.
Yeah.
Or sorry, you can feel the kick, you can hear the bass, and you know, this and that. And then the drums, I want them to slap, but I don't want them to slap too hard. You know, stuff like that. So I do the volumes and stuff. Then I get into my mix, adding effects and mods and, you know, saturation to make it just melt.
Yeah.
Make it just like, it's like, damn, sounds really good.
Yeah.
And then after that's all done, I usually listen to it in my car on my long rides to work. And probably about the 12th time, I'll be like, oh, you know what? I need to do this. I need to do that. I'll write it down my little notepad on my phone. Write that down. But I listened to it all the way there and all the way back. 4 days, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And I couldn't find anything wrong with it. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, bro, this is new. Usually I'm fine. Monday, I'm like, oh, I need to lower this. I need to do that.
Yeah.
Oh, it's clipping here. Oh, it's doing this or that. I didn't find nothing. I'm like, hey, more power to me.
Nice.
Put it through. I use Isotope Ozone 9 to master. And, you know, the master was real easy because the mix was so. And the thing with engineers is they usually say the production leads to the mix, which leads to the master. So if the production's good, the mix will be easy, which will make the master hella easy.
Yeah.
So the production, you know, it took me a minute because she wanted me to make a beat that sounded like something else. And I didn't like the way it was sounding. So I told her straight out, hey, this does not sound good. I'm doing this my way. Okay. Just structure it the way it is.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So we structure it. I structure it. You know, I write other stuff. I make everything move. I mix it. I master it. And the overall production, she goes, this sounds really good. Like her eyes get wide open.
Yeah.
She goes, this sounds really good. She goes, it doesn't sound anything like that, but this sounds really good. And I'm like, I know it does because I did it. Of course, you know, you gotta tell the wife, hey, I'm good at what I do.
Right. and it's cool because I really, obviously we're both married guys, right? So we know, you know, they always want the upper hand, and that's okay. But at the same time, like she's able to say, "Hey, man, this is really good." So she's giving you that.
Oh yeah,
you know.
Oh, she always gives me that. She
Allowing you that to create, you know, and that's a positive. That's always a positive.
And then with her baddie ways, I don't know if she played this on the last time she was here, but on her song "Baddie Ways," she wanted me to make like a Miami trap. Never did that before in my life. I'm an old school guy. Grew up in the 90s, you know, Nas, Tupac, Biggie. I like stuff like that. But she wanted me to make something way outside my comfort zone. All right, whatever. I'm up to the challenge.
Yeah.
And, you know, same thing. You know, I did the same melody, same drum, same everything. And then I added, subtracted, did all that to make Baddie Ways. And she goes, bro, I'm not even done writing. What are you doing? I'm like, I'm not done mixing yet.
Yeah.
She goes, no, don't do anything. Don't do anything. Leave it like that. I'm like, I can't just leave it like this. It's not good.
Yeah.
She goes, why is it not good? I'm like, because it's going to be clipping. It's just stuff too loud, you know, this or that. By the end of that, she goes, by the time I finished mixing, she was already done writing. So, which essentially made everything easier because as soon as I was done, put it on Logic, let her record on there, transferred her voice to Pro Tools because I was doing my mixing and mastering with voice on Pro Tools.
Yeah.
So much easier on there. Production, like beats, Logic. All the way Logic.
Yeah.
Voice, vocals, all that other stuff.
Pro Tools.
Pro Tools.
Yeah.
Pro Tools. Bro, Pro Tools is... I didn't understand their whole, you know, why they couldn't upgrade their stuff to Big Sur with Apple, but I will never knock Pro Tools.
It's funny because my cousin, when he was recording, he was trying to be, you know, doing the rap thing, the hip hop thing, and it was a great group that they had, or you know, I wouldn't say band. It was a group, like a rap group that they had going on, and it was awesome. I love the music. I was the #1 fan.
Of course you
but
were.
Yeah, but they had Pro Tools, and their toughest thing was setting it up because they're not computer savvy. You know, they know to turn it on and move the mouse around, but after that, it's like, what do we do? That was the hardest thing to get that thing going. They still to this day were never able. I wouldn't say that that's why they stopped rapping, because they did stop rapping, but that was one of the biggest challenges, was that they were never able to get into, you know, that mastering of the Pro Tools and the software, and that's where I think you know, they didn't adapt. They didn't adjust, you know, and not to knock anything on them. It's just that they weren't
this
able
is
to.
probably before YouTube though, huh?
Yeah, well, yeah, I think so. I believe so. I mean, I think YouTube was in its infancy, right? You know,
because I didn't start using Pro Tools until we met up with a guy that her brother Crow knows, and he had Pro Tools. We never knew anything about Pro Tools. I didn't know nothing.
Yeah.
All I knew is, you know, he invited us over to his house. We recorded on it, and then like, I want to say maybe a week later, he sent us the song back, and it sounded really crispy. We used to do Audacity.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if you remember Audacity.
I still know. I've used it like just recently.
Oh really?
Yeah.
I didn't even know if they were still up.
It's free.
It's free. Can never go wrong with free.
Yeah.
5-finger discount.
Right.
Can't go wrong with the 5-finger discount.
It's still around. Yeah.
But we used to use Audacity, and like I said earlier, I was doing everything backwards. Like I'm thinking, oh yeah, this song sounds tight right there, Daddy. I listened to it, and my wife could attest to this. We listened to our old stuff in the car, and we're just like, what the hell were we thinking? we're setting these things to like different people, DJs, and all this other stuff. And we're like, thank God they never played that. Thank God.
But that's the progression though. That's like that experience, you know, from, you know, getting started to, you know, Dr. Seuss to where you are now. You know what I mean? Like that, you know, I heard before is trust the journey, right? I just talked to trust the process. Journey,
trust the process, like Philly.
Exactly.
Philly.
We're just, you know, watching the which I have Philly winning the first round and the second.
Oh, I can't go against.
Wait, do
Russ.
I have him the second? No, I have him the first round.
You have him losing the first round?
Winning the first round.
Oh, but losing the second.
Losing the second round.
I got Russ. Russ all the way. I'm a big time Russell Westbrook fan.
You know what? I don't trust him that much, dude.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh man, I just everything about me is energy.
He's got a lot of energy.
Oh, dude is a
ball
of energy.
But that energy that he has, I think is his biggest fault.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So yeah,
Like,
sometimes.
So sometimes it just fucks him up, dude. Because
Yeah.
I often think about this, dude. Let's just say that the three that never broke up and they were still in OKC.
Him, Durant, and Harden. Oh,
would they still be the same guys? Because together they were good and they were developing, right? So we never got to see them actually. Like,
we never got to see triple double Westbrook. We never got to see double double or even triple double Durant.
They never maturated together.
No,
right?
No.
So them all, they all broke up and they split up and they were great players. They still are great players individually, but we never got to see them collectively together. You know what I mean? Like, I know we got to see Westbrook playing with who did
he play with?
last
he
year
played with Durant.
With, Durant.
Then he played with last year. He was with Harden.
He was with that. Yes.
And then Houston shipped him off to what's his name? But actually, I think his probably his best teammate that he's ever had was probably Bradley Beal. Honestly, those two gel so nice together.
Yeah, they were good together.
Those two gel so nice together. And then Harden was solid by himself. And then they paired him up with Chris Paul, which probably made him even better.
Yeah.
And then
once he figured out how to play with Chris Paul,
once he figured out. But now, with Westbrook gone, Chris Paul gone, he was by himself. They shipped him off to the Nets, him and Durant together again.
Yeah.
And they seem like they're pretty good together.
When healthy, right? When healthy?
Yeah, when healthy.
When healthy, they're all pretty good.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we talked about it earlier. I know we're going from music to sports, but
go.
That's just the podcast. That's the nature of the podcast.
Yeah, that's nature of men.
Yes.
We'll go from
one extreme. We have a very short attention span. But going back to that, like, I have the Nets going to the championship with the Lakers. I think most of us have that bracket.
Pretty much.
But for some reason, I think that these three dudes that we're talking about right now, I think that they still have this thing about themselves that they want to be the one.
Mm-hmm.
And it's always been that demise, with the exception of Kevin Durant in OKC, because that was just an addition to an already hot team, an already explosive team, and already.
Well, actually, Kevin Durant was the first one there.
Right. I'm sorry, not OKC. I'm sorry, Golden State.
Oh, yeah.
When Kevin Durant went to Golden State, he was added onto a team that was already a championship, team.
Already a championship.
73
team.
Wins,
Yeah, can't get any better than that.
So I think they're too big. Whereas once, you introduce Harden in there, they're going to be fighting for that number, that last shot. They're gonna be and then you're adding Irving to it, who's another cat that wants the last shot.
Blake Griffin on there too.
Well, Blake Griffin's more of a he I think he knows his role.
Yeah.
I think Blake Griffin's at a point right now where he knows his role.
He just wants to win.
Yeah,
that's pretty much what he wants to do.
He got screwed over by the Kardashians. He's one of those guys. But
who hasn't?
Who hasn't? Well, I know I haven't, so I'm good. But no, going back to that, I really feel that they're gonna be their own demise. Those two guys. I really feel that doesn't happen. And again, adding Irving into the mix, another guy that wants to have the ball. He didn't have the greatest relationships with like LeBron James when he was playing in Cleveland.
Yeah, I know. Tell me about how
that
one ended.
Yeah, they had that 1 year, but then it didn't end well.
Yeah, it didn't end well.
I don't know, man. It's just. I love watching the game. I try to stay away from the analytics and everything, the statistics, because it just gets too overwhelming for me.
Yeah, the analytics, the numbers, they override the game.
I just want to experience a good game. So when I hear people, when I did a bracket, and when we talked about the bracket that I did, and the bracket I did it for fun. I love doing it. But if you ask me what was your science behind it, there's not much science behind it. I just go, I feel that he's going to win, or I feel this team's going to win. I feel that team's going to win. And off of what I've watched from the highlights, because I don't watch every game in its entirety. I can't.
I haven't even really watched any basketball games this year. I'll watch football religiously.
So football's your game. I know the Niners are your team, right? That's why I have you on.
No, definitely not. No. Big Blue Wrecking Crew, Giants all the way.
I'm just fucking with you.
I know.
So, but I told you about the time that I went to go watch the Niner game over there at Candlestick, right?
Yep,
and the Giants just fucked us over. God damn it, dude. God, who was it? It was Eli Manning.
Eli
dude.
Manning.
God damn. But anyways, so you're a football guy. You're football over basketball.
I'll watch football over any sport, really. Like I'll watch my Yankees play every now and then. We don't really get them out here. I'll watch my Islanders play. Like I watched them today. Go Islanders. I used to be a good Knicks fan, but nah, I haven't really. I don't agree with James Dolan. I don't like anything that James Dolan does.
I don't think anybody does.
I don't think James Dolan is a great person.
Yeah.
So I kind of like pushed them away, and now I'm more of just I love Melo. Melo's cool, and I love Russell Westbrook. So when they were playing on OKC, it was so good that those two were playing on the same team. I used to be a Kevin Durant fan, but I didn't agree with him going to Golden State, so kind of pushed him off to the side too.
Yeah.
But you know, he made a business decision that's on him. You know, I'm nobody. He's the player.
Yeah.
So, but Russell Westbrook, he's everything that I am. Loyalty, biggest ball of energy I've ever seen. Like, and you know, quite frankly, like he doesn't sugarcoat anything. He just lays it out how it is.
He never has, right?
No,
he's one of those.
Have you seen his media outlets when they're in the locker room?
Yeah.
Like, what?
Yeah. He's one of those guys that has never like fallen to the whole the whole selling of the sport, like selling himself. Like I gotta, he's just himself.
Him
and it's
beast mode. Him in beast mode.
Oh, what's his name?
Lynch.
Yeah, Marshawn Lynch.
Oh, I wish I would pay so much money to watch those two.
That's why it was so fun watching him with the Raiders.
I know, right?
You know?
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
Hell, he was way better with the Seahawks.
Yeah.
I'm just here so I won't get fined.
Yeah.
I'm just here so I won't get fined.
Yeah.
It's like who
goes
to a news outlet for a half hour and just says, I'm not here so I get fined the entire time.
Yep. Yeah.
Y'all can ask me any questions. I'm just gonna tell you I'm here to not get fined.
Yeah, dude. Coming from guys that I think we're both on the same page where we just want to watch the game and watch a good game over and over. You know, every week watch good games. You just want to watch the games.
That's it.
Forget the press conferences. Exactly. I really don't care about them.
Yeah, exactly. You don't
every once in a while you might hear something like, oh, did you hear so and so said this? Like for example, the beast mode. You know, you would have never watched that unless you heard that he said this and this and that. So now you're looking for it. But I mean, other than that, like, who gives a shit?
Yeah, exactly.
That was one of the things
that means nothing to the game. It means nothing. That's just more of a promotion and stuff I don't care about. That don't mean anything to me. As long as my team wins, happy. If my team loses, I'm pretty much miserable.
I just want to see good games. You know, obviously you want your team to win, but when your team's not playing, or even if your team loses, like if it was a good game, you know, fuck it. You know, like I always say, like I mean, I'm coaching right now. I always tell the kids, you know, I go, there's always someone that's better than you, man. But if you made the right play and someone beat you at it, I'm okay with that.
Yeah,
I'm okay with that.
My dad used to tell me that when I used to play Little League and all that other stuff. He was like, it's not about winning. It's about going out and having fun. You're kids. You're not supposed to worry about winning. And, you know, that kind of got dragged out a little bit too long. But my competitive edge eventually came out. But it was he was not wrong. You know, you're supposed to have fun.
Yeah.
You know, there's always going to be somebody better than you. And, you know, you should just be okay with that.
Yeah. Where I'm gonna say where my thing where I'm a little different is where, yeah, we're gonna have fun. It's all obviously you're only doing this to have fun, but make the right play. That's what I like. In practice, we work on this over and over and over again because I want you to make the right play. Now, if someone beats you at the right play that you made, I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
But if you stutter stepped, if you hesitated, if you
threw the ball away,
if you overthrew the ball, okay, now that's your error, that's your mistake. You have to own up to it. And I'm gonna tell you, as a coach, I'm gonna tell you that you messed up. I know that I'm not hard on the kids, but I'm gonna tell you where you did wrong.
You did that wrong.
You motherfucker, you're benched. I'm like, you're
Get on the bench.
No pizza for you.
If we win, you get no pizza.
No,
you're getting pizza, but no pepperoni.
I'm gonna take that shit out. No, I'm not that guy. Never will be. But I do feel that you need to correct them. You know, like I don't congratulate a mediocre play. Like you have to make the right play. You know what I mean? Like,
and that's what's wrong with nowadays. That's what's wrong with everyone just gives you a trophy just for participating.
Yeah.
But if you didn't do anything, why are you going to get rewarded for not doing anything?
Right. I don't like participation trophies, but I get why they do it now. I do understand why they do it, and I'm okay with it. Fuck it. If you're gonna get it, I grew up in the era where we did get I was in the 80s. You're younger than me, so you definitely got participation trophies.
No, we didn't.
Shut up. You guys didn't get them?
Even Little League, it was only first, second, third. That was it. First place, obviously.
So New York was doing it right because, in the 80s, late 80s, we were getting participation trophies.
Yeah, as far as I remember, we never got participation. It was more of the first place winner, obviously the World Series champion. The second place was the loser of the World Series, and then the third place.
Wait, we're talking World Series Little Leagues?
Yeah.
No. Like you're talking about state or like
no.
league.
This is just Little League.
Yeah, Little League. Okay, because World Series we're talking about like out there.
No. That's another. That's a whole nother.
Yeah.
That's a whole nother thing.
Just for
I
your
never
league.
did that. I just did little old Amityville.
Your Little League. Yeah. Okay.
And it was just as far as I remember, it was only first, second, and third.
Yeah.
Because I only won 2 trophies, and I did 8 years, something like that, in Little League.
Man, good, dude. I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah, I did only like 2.
We over here, every kid got a trophy, bro. Like I was playing, we were talking about the 80s. You were barely thought of, in the 80s, right?
I wasn't even thought of.
That's what I'm saying. You were barely thought of, Your parents were just thinking about it.
Oh, they definitely weren't thinking about anything. Oh, this is definitely now.
Now we're getting into a whole nother topic, bro.
That's a whole.
So
that's something I don't even know about.
No. So what I'm trying to say is like we just we had those participation trophies, man, and I hear it right now. Like I'm still hearing it. Like, hey, we got it. These kids should have a trophy, but I'm like, man, why don't we just do like a medal maybe or something simple, something
or like
small.
A certificate or hell, a pizza party for everyone or something like that.
Yeah,
I got a ton of those. I got a ton of pizza parties.
Participation certificate that you can hang on your wall maybe, but like a trophy should mean something. Okay, here's a good example. In baseball, these kids win a tournament and they're playing. I mean, on a slow year, they're playing 20 tournaments.
Oh, wow.
I mean, it's like there's
I
a
never
lot.
made it that
there's
far.
a lot of it's travel. There's a lot. There could be a tournament every weekend almost.
Wow, okay.
So there's tournaments all the time. Every time you win a tournament, you get a ring. In 1 year, you may have 5-10 rings.
Man, I couldn't even imagine that.
Isn't that oversaturated? Doesn't that take a lot of meaning away from that ring where you can get that once a year, maybe once a year? Like if you're playing like a Little League?
Like the way we did it, and this is to my understanding because I never made it that far. I didn't really have the competitive drive to do that.
Yeah.
But it was usually the first 3 teams, first place, second place, third place, they were the travel team.
Yeah.
Obviously they had to try out. Each player had to try out, and they had to make their own roster. So, and it was just one big tournament for all of Long Island.
Yeah.
And they would go. Actually, no, I think it was divided into counties. Since we were on the Suffolk County side, it was everything Suffolk County and east. Because Amityville is literally split in half. Suffolk County, the eastern side is Suffolk County, western side is Nassau County. So. And they pretty much stayed Suffolk. So they played all the teams from eastern side.
Yeah.
And the winner of the eastern tournament went against the winner of the western, of the Suffolk or the Nassau tournament. And they would play for the World Series. And it wasn't any rings. It was just one trophy.
Yeah.
Like the players wouldn't get a trophy. It was just like your city would get the trophy.
Yeah.
Kind of like a high school football game almost.
It stays in the league.
Yeah, it stays.
Or the district or whatever.
Yeah, it stays within. Over there, they use, there's a lot of towns and villages. It's not really cities. They're small.
Yeah.
So it stays within the city. So like City Hall will have it on display.
Yeah.
2021 World Series champions.
Right.
or Little League World Series champions. And, you know, I see on ESPN they had the Little League World Series. I'm like, you guys never made it to that. Sitting there like, you guys never made it here. You guys haven't been on TV. You guys are over there showboating. You haven't made it on TV yet. I've been on there a couple times. Yeah, that's for other things though.
Oh yeah. No, it teaches you a lot though. You know, it teaches these kids a lot of like that.
Sports in general.
It does, dude. Like my wife asked me, you know, hey, we're gonna get these participation trophies for these kids. So what what do you think we should put on the trophy, right? And I was going over to, you know, like different
put a big middle finger.
I did think about that.
I'm just kidding.
And then I was like, no, it might not be right for the kids. But I was thinking, you know what? I go, what's a good like baseball quote? You know, like, and I'm looking at baseball quotes, and I'm like, God, all these, you know, you hear them all the time, and you see them everywhere. And I go, let's be a little bit more original, and then it's funny because I was talking to somebody about losing weight, and they were talking about some kind of diet that they were doing. Not a diet. They were talking about they're changing their eating habits, and I was like, oh yeah, that's a pretty cool diet. And then the guy goes. And I hear this all the time. It's not the first time I heard it. And he goes, it's not a diet, it's a lifestyle. Because he's changing his health, you know, his eating habits. All right. And I get it. And it is true. It's a lifestyle. I'm not knocking on that.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is that gave me that inspiration to think of a quote where I go, baseball isn't a game. It's a lifestyle.
You can use that for anything in life, really.
You can.
You can.
So,
this isn't just music. This is a lifestyle. This isn't just a game. This is a lifestyle. Yo,
I definitely.
This isn't just a podcast.
This is a lifestyle. This is a lifestyle. So, and I stole it from that idea, and I told her this is what you should use. I don't know if they're gonna use it or not. Yeah. She just asked me for my advice, and I was like, all right, well, this is it here.
Yeah.
Use this quote.
Yeah.
You know, quoted by Fidel.
Hopefully she does. That's a hell of a quote. Right
Fidel of Talking Again podcast. You know,
right.
But I was like, you know, I just thought like, hey, it's a lifestyle, but you just hit the head. Was it the nail? Hammer on the nail.
You hit the head on the hammer or something.
Some shit like that, right?
Something like that.
I'm not good. My old podcast, I used to have this thing where I would butcher these quotes and these sayings, and then every time I butchered it, you guys take a shot. So take a shot if you're watching now.
Take a shot.
But anyways.
Don't cheat yourself either.
Don't cheat yourself. So I mean, I don't know, just little things, man. Like I just love sitting here talking, man. We're talking shit. You know, we're going back and forth, throwing ideas back, and it's just, I think it's one of many conversations that you and I will probably have because it's a good connection, man. We're flowing good. I love it, man.
Oh, definitely.
We're drinking, smoking.
Smoking.
It was fun.
Can't go wrong.
No. So we'll do this again. Maybe we do it on location at your spot, dude, where you have a nice good little setup.
I got a huge backyard for a setup.
So we'll do something like that. But I want to appreciate. I want to thank you, and I appreciate your time, dude.
Thank you for having me on here.
Yeah, man. And really quick, if you wanna close out the show and let people know where they can find you. The new music you have going on right now. I know you got something dropping July 4th.
July 4th. Yeah. Be on the lookout. Hitting all platforms. Putting in Work Volume 3, a dual album. Anything you can possibly think of will be in those 2 albums. Also, once I release them, because I'm kind of astringent on this, I don't know why, but I have certain instrumentals on my website, SwizzySwift.com. That's SWIZZYSWIFT.com. You can find all my instrumentals I completed and put out from February. They are on there. And after July 4th, all the new ones, all 20, however many I make, will be featured on there as well. They will hit the website. And you can check me out on Instagram, _real_Swizzy Swift has clips, videos, all sorts of different stuff that feature all my new music that will be coming out, as well as old stuff. And yeah, studio sessions with Princess and Crow.
There you go. There you have it, man. And I'll definitely add all this to the show notes so people know to actually click on it. It's easier for them to do. But I appreciate your time. Thanks for coming out. We had some nice drinks, some good talks, talking sports, eating some good. What is it? Pork grinds. Pork grinds.
Can't go wrong with pork grinds.
Can't go wrong with them. So. There you go.
Chicharrones
are the best. We did miss out on the tapatio. We should have had tapatio on there.
Oh yeah, we did.
Right, but
I didn't even think about that.
I know. Another day, dude. Another day.
All
right, you guys, we're out of here, man. That's it. Thanks a lot. We just tapped into it, man. Adios.
Take it easy.
Hosted by Fidel. Tell it like it is, only tell it real. Live every Tuesday, you know the deal. We talking again. You now tuned in to the tap in. You now tuned in to the tap in. You now tuned in to the tap in. We're talking again.